2,000 persons to a valley and killed them. My godfather's son escaped, half dead, and told us that the German had slaughtered them all.
On
July 7th, Ambassador Wagenheim confirmed the Turkish government is trying to exterminate the entire Armenian race. 3 weeks later, the German Foreign Office informed all embassies that the slaughter of Armenians was systematic and the extermination was total. Franz Günther, the distressed head of the Berlin-Baghdad Railway, again appealed to his superior, Arthur Gwinner, in Berlin.
How will one be able to justify in front of history that all this is happening directly under our eyes without us moving? I don't know.
Dr. Hilmar Kaiser investigated Ottoman documents before Turkey closed its archives to unbiased foreign scholars. He found hundreds of telegrams in the Turkish archives from Talat. One was dated August 25, 1915. Talat insisted that Armenian deportees in Bozanti complete their deadly journey to the desert. How many Armenians had congregated at Bozanti? Talat wanted to know. He ordered that the deportees were now to move on foot to conserve railway space. Bozanti was to remain a major construction site along the Berlin-Baghdad Railway. As the Germans tried to close the gaps in the rail line, Armenians continued to be deported by foot and by rail.
Then we were supposed to be the fortunate ones. Then we went, they put us on train again towards the Syrian desert. From there on, we had to walk again. We have been on the road for 5 months since we left Bandırma. Just walking, it was a death march. There were bodies all around us on the sides. I saw with my eyes a pregnant woman among us. And because she was lagging, the Turkish soldiers put the sword on her stomach, and the baby came out of her. And the mother died there too, right there. We were at the top of the mountain. Nobody was talking. They were all silent. We had to walk on continually. They won't let us bury our dear ones. That march was like a column of ants or a huge caterpillar walking and walking slowly. They all knew they were going to die.
German missionaries were sending detailed reports on the events they were witnessing in Turkey. The German government tried to silence the missionaries, afraid the truth about the massacres would undermine the alliance with Turkey. German public opinion denounced the policy of doing nothing to help the Armenians. Meanwhile, the Germans continued their desperate drive to finish the railway to Baghdad. German employees of the railway company rescued some women and children from certain death and put them on construction crews. Others were pressed into service.
They made us climb the mountain. We descended on the side where the Germans were building the railroad tracks. They told us we had to work on these roads. They gave us small hammers so we could break the rocks, the size of apples, lemons, so that they could arrange them between the rails. During the first year, for the entire winter, we worked on those roads. We broke the rocks. We filled the wagons. We dumped the rocks so they would reach the level of the railroad tracks. And it was there that all my relatives died. My grandmother, my father, my older sister, my mother, and my sister.
The matter of German complicity is illustrated by the case of a German colonel by the name of Böttrich. Colonel Böttrich was in charge of railway transportation in the Ottoman General Headquarters, and on October 3, 1915, he signed an order as a result of which thousands of Armenian railroad workers who were involved in the construction of the strategically critical Baghdad railway road were to be deported. And in that order, he used the standard Turkish code word, namely apply severe measures, şedide in Turkish, and that's what exactly happened. The bulk of the Armenian railroad workers after deportation were eliminated through massacre and other methods of mass murder. The German von Jagow became alarmed when he found out that a high-ranking German officer was stupid enough to sign his name.
Franz Günther, representing the Deutsche Bank in Constantinople, pointed the finger at the German government's responsibility.
This is what he said about Böttrich implicating the German government. Our enemies will someday pay a good price to obtain possession of this document signed by Colonel Böttrich. They will be able to prove that the Germans have not only done nothing to prevent the Armenian persecutions, but they even issued certain orders to this effect.
As the extent of German complicity became known after the war, German authorities feared the world would hold them accountable for the Armenian Genocide. As late as 1919, Dr. Otto Gopert, chief Middle East advisor in the German Foreign Office, was concerned about German financial responsibility resulting from the massacres.
He said that this is a grave incrimination from which we must free ourselves for reasons that are also financial. Otherwise, we, Germany, will be held liable for damages. In his own German language, eine schwere Belastung. Man will uns für den Schaden haftbar machen. This is the most explicit language recognizing the dangers of financial